Hey guys, it's Kristen and Bethany from Girl Defined Ministries, and this is video number 3 in our series titled 4 Secrets to Brave and Bold Womanhood. This video is called God's Design Gives Women Hope, Purpose, and Fulfillment.
The two of us each want to share a story with you of how God's design really has given us true hope, purpose, and fulfillment. I remember a time in my life when I was younger, and I really thought that if I were older, like past 21 and still single, I would be so discontent, so unhappy, basically miserable, because I honestly thought that guys could bring me worth and that having a husband would really make me feel content and secure and just have so much happiness. And as I got older, well, I was in some relationships, but those ended, and now I'm 27 and still single. And shockingly, I'm actually super content, super joyful, and really happy. I'm not depressed. It's true. I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. Of course, I would still like to get married, but over the years, I've really made following God's design for my life, specifically as a woman, a really big priority. And because of that, the result has been more joy, more contentment, less struggles, less insecurity, less problems, because God's ways really do work. And I'm a living example of a girl who doesn't have what she thought would make her happy and is really, truly happy. So I just want to encourage you girls with that if there's something in your life that you desire and you feel like if only I had that, that would make me happy. It might make you happy for a little bit, but it's not going to last long term. So look to God's design, live according to his design, and it truly will bring you that true satisfaction.
Yeah, and I have totally experienced that as well in a totally different way. I actually talked about this in video 1 in this series, and it had to do with my outward appearance. I actually expand on that in our book, Girl Defined, in chapter 1, go into more detail on this topic. But for me, my struggle when I was younger, I really struggled with my outward appearance. There were things about my physical body that I really didn't like, and one of them was actually my nose, and we still joke about this today because I really didn't like the shape of my nose. I didn't like how it looked. I found a lot of flaws in it, and so I was discontent. I was unhappy, and I didn't think I was as pretty as I would be if I had a different nose. So for me, the struggle was I wasn't finding fulfillment. I wasn't finding joy. I wasn't finding contentment with who God created me to be because I didn't like a lot of things about my outward appearance. So it wasn't until I discovered more about God-defined beauty and true beauty and what that really looks like, and like we talked about in the last video, that God values a woman who fears him, who desires to honor him, way more than just outward appearance. When I discovered those truths and really started applying those to my life, that's when I became free from my slave to physical beauty. I actually found fulfillment and contentment and joy in who God created me to be, despite of my flaws, which there are many. I became so content and so fulfilled, just like Bethany, with my body didn't change, my face didn't change, nothing changed.
Her nose is still the same.
My nose is still the same, but
It's a beautiful nose.
Thank you. I'm joyful and content and totally fulfilled in who God designed me to be, because I'm no longer basing my worth and value on my outward appearance. My worth and value has nothing to do with what I look like, but with everything who God says I am, and finding my worth and value in my relationship with him. So that's what's made the hugest difference in my life. And I'm now more content, more joyful, more happy than I ever have been. Even when I have a really bad hair day, when my face is breaking out, which it still does. I thought when I got this age, it wouldn't break out anymore. Still breaks out. I'm not always looking the best, but you know what? My value isn't based on my outward appearance. So for that, I'm so grateful. God's design has freed me from being a slave to my outward appearance.
Girls, the reason that we share those stories with you is because those are a result of living out God-defined womanhood. Those are a real-life example of what can happen when you choose to believe that God's word is true and when you choose to live it out. And that's really the whole reason why we started Girl Defined Ministries and why we wrote that book, Girl Defined, God's Radical Design for Beauty, Femininity, and Identity, is because we've tried, there it is. It's because we've tried this, we've practiced it, and it's proved to be so successful in our lives. It's like tried and true, and we are so passionate about this because we want you to have that hope and purpose and fulfillment in your life. We don't want you chasing after the culture's counterfeit version of womanhood. We want you chasing after God's, aiming at that bullseye. And that's exactly, we wrote all about it in our book, Girl Defined, and we give you way more stories, way more good stories and bad stories. The good and the bad is all in there, but we truly want this for you as well.
And that actually takes us to secret number 3 for this video, which is that satisfaction and fulfillment can only come from embracing God's design.
So true.
And girls, that's so true. We've tried it. There are books and books of women who have tried it the world's way, and they come back and write a book saying it doesn't work. I had everything the world offered, and it didn't satisfy me. It didn't fulfill me. I wasn't happy. I wasn't joyful. And girls, we need to look at that and realize we have a choice. Yes. We can either chase after the world, we can chase after what the world offers, which is so often counterfeit femininity, and then reap the results, which are going to be, we're not going to be satisfied, we're going to be unfulfilled, we're going to be insecure, we're going to be depressed, we're going to be sad. You know, all of those things that come with chasing counterfeit femininity. or we can make a choice and believe God's truth that His word is the guide for our life. When we embrace His design for biblical womanhood, that is where true hope, purpose, fulfillment, contentment, and security are found.
We want to leave you with a few questions. Where do you want to be in 6 months from now? Maybe a year from now? What about even 5 years into the future? Well, that person that you imagine yourself to be, that happy, joyful, content, that girl, that the steps it takes to get to that girl starts now. You have to start taking action steps. You have to start applying God's truth to your life right now, because you can't just magically flip the switch and turn into that happy, content, joyful, God-honoring girl. You have to start right now. And it doesn't happen automatically. It takes steps, one step after another, following God's design, and then you'll reap the results and the rewards of living that lifestyle. So we really encourage you to think ahead and start acting right now.
Girls, we want to end by inviting you to join us for our last and final video, number 4 in this series, 4 Secrets to Bold and Brave Womanhood. The last video, we're going to help you figure out if biblical womanhood is for you. Some of you might be thinking, well, this sounds good. I don't know a lot about this. I'm not really sure if this is for me. Well, come back and join us for the last and final video, and we'll help you discover if embracing God's design and biblical womanhood is right for you. God's design gives women hope, purpose, and fulfillment.
So how should I intro this? On how...
Yeah, that was perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do the... Okay, it's still fulfillment, hope.
Yeah.
The two of us...
Good job, girl. True beauty.
Like maybe your nose. Or...
Yeah. I can't remember where you left off. It's so hard to come back in.
What's this one called? Like hope. Worth and like hope. Is it hope? Where you want to be, start.
Oh, good, I'm still filming.